Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about Construct 3. It is an HTML5 game editor. And the cool thing about this is you can dive in with little programming knowledge and start creating the games that you want to make. Now, there are a couple pieces that I'm going to go through just to talk about in terms of what you can and cannot do. The number one thing is this is you're not going to be able to create your fully 3D type games. In order for you to do that, you need to get an engine that is with more 3D and so forth. But you can make 2.5D games. There's a lot of cool ways if you're an artist, especially, to create 3D in this type of environment. But mostly just think of this as a way to create 2D based games. And so, first things first, go to the website construct.net, and it should do a /en for you. And you get to this page. And if you jump in and just say, hey, you know what? I want to try this now, it's going to jump you to the next page, and you're going to get some of their sales pitch, and just kind of tells you like everything runs off the browser, which is great because you could kind of make this your game anywhere as long as you have internet. And once you have it first downloaded, then you could work offline, which is really good. And it updates, gives you all that for free, which is really nice. They do have a free version, which is really cool. So I'm going to click on pricing right now. There are different types. So if you're an individual, let's just go ahead and click on there. They have it where it's subscription based. So it's $100 a year or $16.49 a month, or you could have the free edition. Now the free edition gives you a lot of things that you can do. You can make a full game with the free edition, and most of it is just the number of events you have. So in my other videos, I'll talk about events, and just know like you can create everything all in 2 layers, and that's it. If you're looking for multiplayer or things like that, however, you do need to purchase it. Ads, things of that nature. Um, JavaScript, it lets you use JavaScript now, which is really cool. However, it is limited on the free version. It's unlimited on the paid and so forth. And they've kind of changed this up, I believe, where now all mobile is not available for the free version. So you would have to purchase it in order for you to do the mobile piece. However, the cool thing is you can publish an HTML5 game that then runs on your mobile device. So there's a cool way of just kind of using the free version to get that piece going until you're like, I want to purchase a license because I really want to get this onto the stores for mobile devices. And everyone loves a dark theme, so everyone gets it. Uh, these pieces here, all are advanced features, timelines, editors, mesh editors, fonts, remote preview, which is really slick. You don't have to do too much to quickly share your game for testing and things of that nature. So all these things, unfortunately, are not available in the free version, but you can get it if you pay for it. And this is where I suggest everyone registering and uh, putting your email in that. You don't need to buy anything because then you end up with 50 lines where you can go all the way back to the top and the maximum events. In order to get the full 50, you have to log in. So as long as you do that, you're good to go. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Everyone should create an account so they're able to jump into this and so forth. Just click on register, go through this piece, and you'll be able to set up an account. And once you are in, you can click on log into account and go from there. So I'm just going to go ahead and click through this. And has me logged in, and I'm going to jump back into Construct 3. And once I have, let's see, why is it taking me here? Okay, try Construct 3 now, and then we'll get back to this page where we click Launch Now. And we're finally into our games. So here, that should actually put me right there. So now you have your game demos. And the cool thing about this is you could go ahead and just actually open these and start playing with them. So I'm going to let you guys kind of mess with those if you wanted to. All you got to do is click the preview button and it will pop up and it'll download it. And what's going to happen is now you get to play the game and you could kind of see what is available for these type of like what kind of things you can do in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click out of that because what I'm going to do is just jump into starting our very first game. And I'm just going to open this up where I'm going to click on new project and I'm going to get a pop up. We're just going to call this my first game, my first game. I'm going to leave it at 1080p. It might have defaulted to like uh, um, standard definition landscape 16:9. I'm going to change that to 1080p landscape. Why not, right? And if you ever are going to do pixel art, you could optimize it for pixel art. I unfortunately am not going to do that, so I could leave everything else as is. Click the create button and it will jump you into here. Now, if you are not in dark mode, you will see different colors here. This area will be white, and then the outer area will be gray. So just keep that in mind. And I'm going to zoom out a bit. So those of you who have um, your mouse or you want to use your keyboard, you could just do Control plus plus minus minus, right click on here, go to view, and you could always just zoom out and kind of do that. And just use the mouse to kind of move the whole canvas area around. And so I'm zooming out so you can see this line. Now, the next piece I'm going to talk about is just where everything is. And that's what this video is mostly about, just kind of talking about those pieces. So here on the left side, you're going to see is the properties window. Now, just one thing about Construct 3, it's click happy. So if you accidentally double click somewhere, you might have accidentally done something. So Control Z is available, which is good, but just be careful until you're used to knowing the layout of this. So on the left side, it's just going to populate whatever you clicked on in the main area. So if I click one time, I will get just the layout information and just kind of what everything's set as. And this right side here is going to be two sections. The top part is our projects. And this is all the files that it will use in order for your game to be made. It will organize everything for you. The only thing it will not do is actually name the files you create. So that's kind of nice that they organize it for you, but do recommend you guys making sure you rename these things so then you know what layout 42 is. Instead of that, it should probably be named something else. And we'll talk more about that in our next videos. So the bottom part here is our layers. If you're used to things like Photoshop or any photo editing type tool, you'll get the access of multiple layers. With the free version, we work with 2 layers only. So we're going to stick with 2, but no, if you purchase it, you can use as many layers as you want. And this big middle area is where the entire game gets made. So this area here, that's gray here, and if you're in light mode, it would be white, is the canvas. So think of the canvas as something where you get to just put all your art onto and it stays in there and it's part of the game. Now, anything that's on this outer side, which is this dark grayish color for me, in light mode, it's just like a lighter gray, I believe. And it's considered, think of it as out of bounds. You put it there, the game object itself will exist, but won't be seen in the game. All right. And this is where, we're talking about, okay, well, how do we get something to be seen in the game? This is where the dotted line here comes into play. All right. So you got these dotted lines. Think of this as your camera view. Everything in here is viewable in your camera. none of this stuff will be viewable until we learn how to move it to actually gain access to look at that stuff. Okay, so a quick review. Left side's properties, right side you see projects, layers, and then the middle is your canvas area. So now in the next video, we're going to just talk about what we can do in here and do start adding some of our code and actually get a game going.